You think you've been through the grind. You think you've faced challenges. You think you've seen the worst life has to offer. But here's the raw, cold truth. You've been living in your comfort zone like a fucking coward. You've been playing small, pretending that the little problems you face are the real battles of life. Let me wake you up. You haven't seen shit. You haven't felt the fire. You haven't been in the trenches. You haven't been tested, not even close. If your idea of struggle is sitting in traffic or missing a meal here and there, then brace yourself, because the real war is about to come for you. You're still sitting on the sidelines, hiding behind excuses, clinging to your pitiful little comfort, pretending that you're playing in the same arena as the real killers, the ones who are out here fighting every goddamn day. Wake up. You're not in the game. You're just a spectator, a fake player in a fantasy league you've built in your head. Let me ask you this. How much longer are you going to sit there pretending you're someone important when you haven't even begun to face the real storm? You think that the world owes you something? That some handout is coming? Fuck that. You're so far removed from real hardship you can't even imagine it. There's a whole world out here that would eat you alive without even breaking a sweat. And here you are, stuck in your loop of fake comfort, convincing yourself that you're doing enough. The truth is, you're nothing but an actor in your own life. You're pretending to play at something meaningful, but deep down, you know it's a game. A weak game. A game for the soft-hearted. And that softness is killing you from the inside. But let me shatter that illusion right now. You've fractured the mind of a high-level hitman. You've triggered the reality crisis. Your mind has just cracked. The moment you clicked on this video, you signed up for the truth you've been running from. You've just been put on notice. No more hiding. No more pretending. You're in a crisis right now, but here's the thing. You need that crisis. You need that fracture. Without it, you'll stay stuck. Without that snap in your mind, you'll stay asleep, a puppet on strings, following the paths laid out for you by everyone who's already defeated you. What you think is a crisis is actually the most important thing that could ever happen to you. This is the moment you either break completely or break through. There's no middle ground anymore. You've crossed a line. You're standing on the edge. And the only thing left to do is leap straight into the fire. The truth hurts. You want to be a high-level hitman in life, right? You want to walk through life with unshakable confidence, with the power to dominate, to make people tremble at your presence? Then stop pretending you're anything close to that right now. Because right now you're nothing, and that's the hardest truth for you to face. But I'm not here to coddle you. I'm not here to tell you that you're doing well or that it's going to be okay. It's not okay. And it won't be until you decide to step up and take what's yours. Not hope for it, not wait for it, but take it. You're too weak to even realize how weak you are. And that's why you're stuck, why you're not getting results, why everything in your life feels like a struggle. Because the second you wake up and realize your real potential, the second you realize just how much power you're sitting on, that's when things will change. But right now, you're just like the man you see in the mirror, weak, unfocused, and lost in a world of distractions. You've convinced yourself you're some kind of beast, but I'm here to strip away the fantasy and show you the cold, hard truth. You've been acting weak, acting like it's all going to fall into place with time. That's a lie. You know what happens when you sit around waiting for things to change? Nothing changes. You remain stagnant, and the world moves on without you. Opportunities pass by like speeding cars, and you're stuck in the same place complaining about how unfair life is. Guess what? Life doesn't owe you a damn thing, not one fucking thing. But you know what life does give you? A chance to fight. It gives you a war to wage. It gives you blood, sweat, and grit to forge yourself into something better than the weak piece of shit you were yesterday. So take a good look at your life. Take a hard, unflinching look at your results. Are you happy with where you're at? Or are you full of excuses, full of reasons why things aren't going your way? Here's the deal. You've been weak. But this is your moment. You've just broken. You've fractured your own mind. And you have two choices now. You can keep the same weak mindset and fade into irrelevance, or you can embrace this fracture. You can reforge yourself into something unbreakable, a true killer. The question is, are you ready to make that leap? Are you ready to stand up, stop whining and fight? Or are you just going to keep playing small? This is your moment of truth. And here's the hardest reality you have to face. Only you can decide if you're going to rise or if you're going to die in this mental prison you've built for yourself. It's your move. Let's talk about the lies you tell yourself every damn day. Let's rip apart the excuses that have been rotting your mind and poisoning your future. You've been lying to yourself for too long, and I'm done letting you live in that fantasy world. You want the truth? Fine. Here it is. You think you're doing enough, don't you? You tell yourself that you're working hard, that you're putting in the effort. You post a few things, make some half-assed attempts, and then sit back and act like you're on track to change your life. You've convinced yourself that this is enough, that somehow, if you put in a little bit of effort, the universe is going to hand you success on a silver platter. Well, newsflash, that's a lie. You're not working hard. You're just working safe. You've built this cage around yourself called comfort, and you've convinced yourself that you're grinding when you're really just running in place. You haven't even come close to tapping into your full potential, and you know it deep down. Look at your actions for a second. Do you honestly think you're out here busting your ass in a way that makes the real players stop and take notice? Do you think the top 1% of people, the killers, are out there making excuses about time or effort? Hell no. They're out there every goddamn day, pushing limits, breaking barriers, and making shit happen. But you're sitting on the sidelines, watching, pretending. You think you've got time to waste. You think you've got tomorrow, next week, next month to finally get serious. You think you can just coast through life and hope something good happens. That's your lie. And it's the biggest thing holding you back from greatness. You think you're too busy. You tell yourself you don't have time. Oh, poor you. The world's spinning so fast, and you're the only one who's too busy to make things happen. Bullshit, everyone's busy. Everyone has a million things on their plate, but it's not about being busy, it's about being focused. It's about taking the shit that's important and making it your top priority. The killers don't complain about being busy. They prioritize. They cut the distractions. They do whatever it takes. No excuses. But you've been lying to yourself, convincing yourself that you've tried enough. You've let the little failures pile up, and instead of learning from them, you've used them as reasons to quit. You've convinced yourself that the setbacks were too much to handle, that life's too harsh, that you're just not cut out for this. That's another lie. That's the lie that keeps you weak. The world doesn't care if you feel defeated. The world doesn't care about your excuses, your tough times, or your emotional breakdowns. It's relentless. It's unforgiving. The cold reality is this: if you're not moving forward, you're moving backward. If you're not building, you're destroying. And right now, you're sitting in a mental prison, making excuses for why you can't take the next step. But that's just it. You can. You have everything you need to make this happen. You've always had it. But you've been lying to yourself, pretending that your failures are permanent, that your limitations are real. It's all bullshit. How long are you going to sit around pretending that your half-hearted efforts are enough? How long are you going to tell yourself that you don't have what it takes, when all you're really doing is avoiding the hard work, the real work that will break you down and build you back up into something unstoppable? You think you're too weak to handle the grind. You think you don't have the mental toughness. Another lie. Your mind is weak because you've trained it to be weak. Your mindset is a product of your choices, of every excuse you've ever made to stay in your comfort zone. But that's not who you are. That's who you've become. And you can change it if you want to. You think failure is your enemy? No. Failure is your greatest teacher. The killers don't fear failure, they thrive on it. Every failure is an opportunity to learn, to get better, to come back even stronger. But you're hiding from it. You're avoiding anything that might make you uncomfortable, anything that might challenge you, because you're afraid of what it might take to succeed. You're afraid of the pain, the sweat, the blood, the time, the sacrifice it will require. That fear is another lie. The real fear should be in staying where you are, stuck, stagnant, and weak, because that's where you'll die. That's where your potential will be buried under a mountain of regret. Let's talk about your self-image. You've convinced yourself you're not good enough, that you're not capable of doing what the top players are doing. You think that somehow there's something about them that makes them special, makes them untouchable. That's a lie too. They're not special. They just don't stop. They just don't quit. They've been told no. They've been knocked down. They've been broken, but they don't let any of that define them. You think they don't face the same battles you do? That their minds don't try to tell them to quit too? Of course they do. The difference is, they've learned to fight back. They've learned to shut that voice down, to tell it to fuck off. They've built their mental toughness through the hardest trials you can imagine. And now, they're kings in their own right. You're still waiting for a handout. You're still waiting for someone to give you permission to succeed. You think you need validation. You think you need the right time to make your move. Well, here's the truth. The right time doesn't exist. There's no magic moment when everything will suddenly align. You don't need permission, you need action. What you're missing is that you've been living in a fantasy. You've been letting your mind lie to you. You've been believing that all you have to do is wait, that one day you'll figure it out. Well, guess what? That day isn't coming. The time to act is now. The moment to break free is here. The reality is staring you in the face. You've been telling yourself that someday you'll be ready. You've been telling yourself you'll make it when things calm down. But all you're doing is building a prison. You've built a cage made of lies. Lies that you've been feeding yourself for years. And now it's time to destroy that cage. It's time to tear it down. But first, you've got to wake up. You've got to confront the lies you've been living with. You've got to look at yourself in the mirror and realize that the only person holding you back is you. Not the world. Not your circumstances. Just you. So what's it going to be? Will you keep buying into the lies? Or will you face the truth and build the killer mentality you've always been capable of? The time to rise is now, and there's no excuse left for you not to. Here's the raw, unfiltered truth that no one is willing to tell you. Everyone around you pretending to be your friend, your mentor, your coach, they're all giving you half-truths, sugarcoating your failures, telling you it's okay and you'll get there eventually. But I'm not here to coddle you. I'm not here to tell you that you're fine when you're not. I'm here to tear down every single lie you've been living and show you the cold, hard reality. You're not going to get anywhere by trying. Trying is for the weak. Trying is for the people who are too scared to go all in. The ones who hold back because they're too afraid to fail. Guess what? If you're still trying, then you're not even close to what you could be. You're playing pretend. You're sitting on the sidelines watching others make moves, telling yourself it's too hard or not the right time. There is no right time. There is no perfect moment. There is no moment when the stars align and everything falls into place. There's only now. And right now, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your potential. Every second you sit around in your comfort zone, hoping for something to change, is a second that's slipping away. Forever. You want to be a beast? You want to be unstoppable? Then stop pretending that you're making progress when you're not. Stop fooling yourself into thinking you're working hard when you're not. Because if you were, the results would be undeniable. If you were truly putting in everything you had, your life would look different. Your bank account, your relationships, your mental clarity, everything would be shifting, evolving, growing. But it's not. And deep down, you know why. Because you're still not committed. You're still holding back. You've convinced yourself that you're doing enough, but you're only doing enough to stay comfortable, to stay safe, to stay in the zone where nothing challenges you. You can lie to everyone around you, but you can't lie to yourself anymore. You know the truth. You know that your efforts are half-hearted at best. You know that your focus is scattered, that your discipline is weak, that your mindset is flawed. You know you've been playing small. And the worst part, you're okay with it. You've come to terms with it. You've convinced yourself that mediocrity is acceptable, that average is good enough. It's not. Mediocrity will kill you. It will bury you under a mountain of regret. And that's the reality that no one wants to talk about. You think you've got time. You think that you can just wake up one day and everything will fall into place. Well, let me tell you something. That day will never come unless you make it come. It won't happen unless you go out there and take what's yours. This is a war. There is no middle ground. You're either in the battle, fighting with everything you've got, or you're out. You're either climbing to the top or sinking into the pit. There's no such thing as standing still. No such thing as waiting for the right moment. You either make the moment right, or you're buried by time. You're telling yourself that you can't do it. That's the lie. You can. You just don't want to put in the work. You don't want to pay the price. You're too comfortable sitting on the edge, dipping your toes into the water, afraid to dive in and get fucking soaked. You're afraid to get messy. But let me tell you something. If you're not willing to drown in the chaos of your own ambition, then you'll never taste the sweetness of victory. Success is not easy. It's not going to come to you like a handout. You won't. Just wake up one day and find it sitting at your door. Success is forged in the fire. It's earned in blood, sweat, and tears. Every single person you admire, every single person who's made it to the top, has bled for it. They've sacrificed more than you can even imagine. And what did you do? You took the easy route. You made excuses. You avoided the work. And now you're looking around wondering why you're still stuck. It's time to face the truth. You're not special. Your story isn't unique. Everyone has problems. Everyone has challenges. But not everyone is willing to fight through them. Not everyone is willing to wake up every day with the mindset that they will not stop until they win. Most people quit. They quit when it gets hard. They quit when they hit a wall. They quit when they don't get instant gratification. You think you're different? You're not. Not unless you change right now. Not unless you stop waiting for the universe to hand you success on a silver platter. You think the top players are out there waiting for things to align? No. They're out there working in the dirt, grinding through the darkness because they know that's the only way to rise. You've been hiding behind your excuses for too long. You've been letting fear dictate your actions. You've been letting doubt creep into your mind and take over your decisions. But that stops here. You're not a coward. You're not a weakling. You're not the person who backs down when things get tough. You're the person who stands up, the person who fights. You want the raw truth? Here it is. The world does not give a shit about your comfort. It doesn't care about your feelings or your insecurities. The world is a ruthless place, and if you want to survive, you've got to stop being soft. You've got to stop pretending that you're doing enough when you know damn well you're not. There are no more excuses. No more, I'll do it tomorrow. No more, maybe later. Tomorrow is not promised. The time to act is right fucking now. The question is, are you ready to face the truth about yourself? Are you ready to stop pretending, to stop lying to yourself and everyone around you and take real action? This is the truth you need to hear. This is the truth you need to embrace. You've been playing small for too long. You've been holding back for too long. And now, it's time to break free. It's time to stop making excuses. It's time to put in the work, the sweat, the blood. It's time to wake the fuck up and go to war with your own comfort. The raw truth. It's simple. If you're not willing to do whatever it takes, then you don't deserve to win. You don't deserve success. You don't deserve greatness. It's time to put up or shut up. There's no more room for weak shit. Are you ready to step up? Or are you going to keep running from the truth? The choice is yours. Let me tell you something that will sting. You're living in a dream if you think that weakness won't cost you. If you think you can sit back, let your fears dictate your life, and somehow everything will magically work out. Spoiler alert, it won't. Your weakness has a price. And that price is everything you're too scared to lose. Every day you procrastinate. Every day you make excuses. Every day you choose comfort over action. You're signing your own death sentence. I'm not talking about a physical death. I'm talking about the death of your potential, the death of your ambition, the death of everything you could have been. You're letting the clock tick, and every second that passes, you're slipping further and further away from the person you were meant to become. You're wondering why nothing's changing. You're wondering why you're stuck. Well, let me make it crystal clear for you. You are the problem. It's not your circumstances. It's not the people around you. It's not some external factor that's keeping you in place. It's your weakness, it's your inability to act, your fear of failure, your need for comfort, your avoidance of pain. That's what's holding you back. You're too scared to fail, too scared to push yourself beyond your limits. And because of that, you're letting life pass you by. You're watching everyone else get ahead, watching them crush it while you sit there, pretending that your efforts are enough. But here's the truth. Your weak mindset isn't going to save you. It's only going to make you a slave to your own fears. Every excuse, every reason you give for why you can't take action is just another chain shackling you to your mediocrity. You think it's okay to take breaks? You think you deserve rest? You're not there yet. You don't deserve rest. You deserve to push harder, to give more, to get uncomfortable. You deserve to feel the weight of the grind on your shoulders, because that's what builds you. The day you start believing that you're entitled to rest is the day you become irrelevant. The truth is this: if you don't break free from this weak mindset, you'll die with the regret of what could have been. You'll die knowing that you had the potential to do something great, but you were too afraid to put in the work. And when you look back, when you're lying there on your deathbed, you'll remember all the moments you could have seized, all the risks you could have taken, all the things you could have achieved, and the regret will eat you alive. Let me ask you something. How many more years are you going to let slip by before you finally make a move? How many more months are you going to let your fear hold you back from the success you know you're capable of? Every day you wait is a day you're choosing weakness over strength, comfort over growth, and mediocrity over greatness. Every second you waste is a second you'll never get back. If you're waiting for some perfect moment to start, you're already too late. There is no perfect moment. There is only now, right here. And if you're not willing to act in this moment, if you're not willing to get uncomfortable, get dirty, and get ruthless, then you'll be stuck in the same place forever. You'll be stuck in that same loop of disappointment, frustration, and regret, watching everyone else pass you by, all because you were too scared to push yourself past your limits. That's the price of weakness. Weakness costs you your dreams. It costs you your freedom. It costs you everything you want in life. And worst of all, it costs you your self-respect. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's easy. It's never easy. It's never comfortable. But let me tell you something. Life wasn't meant to be easy. Life was meant to be earned. It was meant to be fought for. Every inch of progress, every step forward comes at a price. And if you're not willing to pay that price, then you don't deserve success. You don't deserve greatness. You think the world is going to just hand it to you? You think you're going to get to the top by sitting back and wishing? Hell no. The world doesn't care about your dreams. The world doesn't care about your feelings. The world only cares about one thing: results. And if you're not putting in the work to get results, then you're just another face in the crowd, another person who had potential but couldn't do what it took to make it happen. The consequence of weakness is simple. You get left behind. You get crushed under the weight of your own excuses. You get forgotten, ignored, and overlooked. Your dreams die because you were too weak to fight for them. And that's the hardest reality to swallow, the hardest pill to choke down. But it's the truth, and the truth always hurts. So let's get clear here. Your weakness is holding you back, and it's costing you more than you realize. It's costing you your future. It's costing you your happiness. It's costing you your legacy. You're walking around with all the tools you need to succeed, And yet you're sitting there acting like you don't have enough. That's weakness. That's the kind of weakness that leads to a wasted life. What's worse? The fact that you know it. You know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly how much potential you're wasting. And you keep letting it slide day after day, hoping that one day it will magically change. But it won't. It never does. The world doesn't bend to your wishes. You have to bend the world to your will. And that starts with facing your weakness head on and destroying it. Now let's be clear. You have a choice. You can keep walking the path of weakness and you'll watch your dreams die slowly. You'll keep watching others take what you could have had, and you'll keep wondering, what if? You'll keep living with that void in your stomach, knowing that you could have been something more but you weren't willing to pay the price. Or you can stand the hell up, face the music, and decide that enough is enough. Enough with the excuses. Enough with the self-pity. Enough with the fear. The time to rise is now. The time to crush weakness is now. And if you're ready to burn all the excuses, burn all the doubts, and burn all the barriers you've built in your mind, then get ready to unleash the beast inside of you. This is war, and only the strong survive. The weak are devoured. So are you going to be the one left behind, or are you going to rise? This is the moment you've been waiting for. This is where the rubber meets the road. No more pretending, no more excuses. It's time to break free from the chains of your own weakness. It's time to make a decision. Are you going to stay stuck, or are you going to rise? Let me tell you something straight. You are more powerful than you think. All this time you've been holding yourself back, letting your doubts, your fears, your insecurities rule your mind. But deep down, you know you've got what it takes. You know you've got the grit, the heart, the hunger to fight for what's yours. It's all been there, but you've been hiding it. You've been suppressing it. You've been too scared to let it out. But that changes now. Right now, as you're standing at the crossroads of your life, you have a choice. You can keep walking the same path you've been on, the path of mediocrity and complacency, or you can make the decision to rise, to elevate yourself to a level most people will never reach, to step into your true potential and leave all your old limitations behind. But here's the kicker. It won't be easy. It won't be smooth. The road ahead is going to be dark, and it's going to be filled with obstacles. It's going to feel like you're fighting a war at times, and the weight of the world will be on your shoulders. But that's exactly why this is your moment. This is your defining moment. This is where you decide, are you strong enough? Of course, you are. You've been through shit before. You've felt the weight of failure. You've felt the sting of rejection. You've felt the crushing pressure of feeling like you don't belong. But look at you now. You're still here. You've made it through every single thing life has thrown at you, and you're still standing. So don't tell me you can't rise. Don't tell me you don't have what it takes, because you're here, you've survived the worst, and now it's time to thrive. Now it's time to push yourself to the absolute limits, to break every chain holding you back, to destroy every last ounce of doubt that's ever crept into your mind. The truth is, you've been living below your potential. You've been coasting, taking the easy route, looking for shortcuts, but you know what? That's not going to cut it anymore. You don't get to be average. You don't get to be good enough. You don't get to take the easy way out anymore. You have a purpose. You have a mission. And it's time to get fucking serious about it. Are you tired of watching others pass you by? Tired of being the person who sits in the back, wishing you had the courage to take action? Tired of being the one who talks about what you're going to do but never does anything about it? Well, let me make this crystal clear. The time to act is now. The time to rise is now. You can sit there and keep making excuses, or you can decide that you're going to be the one who fights for what you want. You're going to be the one who takes action when everyone else is sitting on their hands. You're going to be the one who makes it happen. You're not some bystander. You're not some passive observer watching the world go by. You're a fucking warrior. And warriors don't wait for things to happen. Warriors make things happen. They don't sit around praying for success. They go out and take it. They don't wait for permission. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They don't wait for everything to be just right. No, they take what they want no matter how ugly the fight gets. You are a warrior. And now it's time to embrace that. It's time to stop running from the battle and step the fuck into it. You've been scared long enough. You've been weak long enough. And now it's time to rise. You think you don't have the strength? Think again. Look at everything you've overcome. Look at everything you've survived. You've been knocked down, and you've gotten back up. You've been crushed and you've stood tall. You've faced your fears and you're still here. So why the hell would you stop now? Why the hell would you keep sitting on the sidelines when you've got the ability to dominate? When you've got the fire to outwork, outlast, and outfight anyone who stands in your way? You've got everything you need. You're not missing anything. All you've been missing is the will to go all in, to make that choice that you're going to do whatever it takes to rise above everything that's ever held you back. Here's what happens when you rise. You no longer settle for bullshit. You no longer tolerate excuses. And you no longer give a damn about people who don't believe in you. You stop caring about what anyone else thinks, because you know that their opinion doesn't matter. You're building a legacy. You're crafting a story that only a few will understand, and those who don't, fuck them. This is your life. This is your legacy. And you get to decide what it's going to look like. So here's the deal. Rise or get left behind. There's no in between. There's no middle ground. Either you decide that you're going to take control of your life and rise to the top, or you keep playing the same game, living the same miserable existence, watching others soar while you remain grounded. What's it going to be? You are at a crossroads, a moment of decision, and the path you choose now will dictate everything. If you choose to rise, then get ready for the battle. Get ready for pain, for sacrifice, for sleepless nights, and endless work. But know this. It will be worth it. You don't need anyone's permission. You don't need validation. You don't need anyone's approval. You need to own this. Own your path. Own your fight. Own your rise. Now step the fuck up. The time is now. You've been given the tools. You've been given the chance. And you've been given the fire. The only thing standing between you and greatness is your decision. Will you rise? Or will you stay the same? The time is now. Rise. This is it. The final moment. Everything you've fought for, everything you've endured, and every ounce of effort you've put in has led you here. There is no more running. No more distractions. The war is now. Your fate is in your hands, and the time to act is right in front of you. But let me make this abundantly clear. The choice to act is yours. It always has been. You've been given the map. You've been given the tools. You've been given the power to take control of your destiny. Now, you either do it, or you let the world swallow you whole. You think the struggle is over, don't you? You think once you reach this moment, everything will magically fall into place. The truth is, it never does. Life doesn't work that way. There's no grand handout, no easy route, no perfect resolution. There is only one thing that matters now. Action. You've had your wake-up call. You've felt the sting of reality, the lies, the excuses, the weakness that held you back. They're all gone. You've faced the raw truth. You've seen the consequence of your hesitation. And now, it's time to rise, to meet the challenge, to claim what's yours. You've been given the truth about your own power. You've been shown that it's not external forces that hold you down, but your own unwillingness to act. And now that you know, the only question left is, what will you do with it? Enough talking, enough planning, enough hoping, enough wishing. The time to execute is now. It's time to stop pretending that everything will align perfectly. There's no perfect moment. There's only the one you're living in. This is your moment of transformation. This is your moment to step into the battlefield of your own life and leave everything behind that no longer serves you. So I'm commanding you right now, stand the fuck up. No more sitting back, no more waiting. No more letting the world dictate your pace. You get to decide how hard you're going to push. You get to decide how far you're willing to go. And I'm telling you, right now, you need to go all in. No more fear. No more hesitation. If you're still scared, good. That's the fire you need to fuel your rise. Fear isn't something to run from. Fear is the weapon you use to obliterate the barriers in your path. You use that fear to build the strength, to crush everything holding you back. Fear doesn't get to control you anymore. You control the fear. And for everyone who doubts you, for everyone who said you weren't good enough, for everyone who tried to make you feel small, you will. Leave them in the dust. Leave their doubts, leave their judgments, leave their negative energy. They're irrelevant, they never mattered, they never stood a chance. Now is your time to act. You've spent too long waiting for permission, waiting for validation. You've spent too long living in the shadow of other people's opinions, but guess what? Their opinions don't matter. They'll never matter. The only thing that matters is what you believe. The only thing that matters is what you do. This is where you write your own story. This is where you carve your own path. And it starts now. Right now. The person you were yesterday? Dead. The person who hesitated, who lived in fear, who played small, gone. That person has no place in your future. Because the version of you standing right here in this moment, the version of you reading this, they're a fucking warrior. And warriors don't wait. Warriors don't ask for permission. Warriors don't give a damn what anyone thinks. Warriors take what's theirs. Warriors rise when the world tries to keep them down, so rise. Whatever dreams you've had, whatever goals you've set, whatever you've envisioned for your future, now is the time to seize it. No more waiting, no more excuses. You've seen the consequences of weakness, and you've felt the weight of your own potential. The only thing standing in the way of everything you've ever wanted is your willingness to fight for it. You have a purpose, and you are ready. It's time to step into that power. The world will try to knock you down. People will try to tell you that you can't, but I'm telling you right now, you can. You've already fought the hardest battle, the battle against yourself. Now it's time to go out and win everything you've ever dreamed of. But you know, what's the most dangerous thing of all? The most dangerous thing is to sit here after hearing all this and do nothing. To leave this moment unchanged, to keep living the same life, to keep making the same excuses. That's what death looks like. That's what failure looks like. You don't have the luxury of time. You need to act now. Because if you don't, if you keep waiting, if you keep hiding, if you keep settling for less than you're capable of, then don't be surprised when life leaves you behind. You don't get to sit back and let the world pass you by anymore. You don't get to sit in the corner and hope things change. The time is now. Go out and take what's yours. The battle is already here, and you're more than ready. You've been through the worst. You've faced the lies, the fears, the doubts. You've broken the chains that have held you back. Now you're free. And freedom? Freedom is dangerous. It's the kind of power that changes everything. So go, fight, rise, make them regret they ever underestimated you. Make the world remember your name, and never stop, because the war is never over. There's always more to conquer. Now, go.